Welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we've got a new project on our hands. This is the cheapest M135i in the UK. Just been dropped off. Big shout out to Bowman's Recovery and Transport for moving it for us. The bodywork's in really good condition, but the engine's seized. So let's get into the project. So now we've got the car into the garage. I'll talk a bit about the car while we struggle to get the bonnet unhinged. So it's a 440 brake before it's seized, M135i. It's got upgraded intercooler, it's got intake, downpipe, exhaust, and some other bits and bobs. What we've found here is when we've come to lift the bonnet to have an inspection, the bonnet's stuck down. It seems one of the cables has come off and it's just stuck in place. These are where you can get in with a screwdriver, but it's really tight, as you can see, but we did manage to get the bonnet up. Now we're going to drop the oil out of the car and see if this can give us any indication of why this engine seized up.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed we'll be able to repair this engine, as there seems to be a shortage of the M55 engines around the UK.
I don't know what's up with this, if we've lopsided it or something, but... I don't know. I don't care. I'm taking it. Well, you take it out.
So the oil's coming out now. We can see that it's got sort of a bronzy colour to it, like bronze glitter in the oil. That's an indication that the bearings have worn. Normally on these M55 engines, they spin a rod bearing. So fingers crossed we can have a look at that and see what it is. Worst case, it may have eaten some bearings in the head as well, and it'll need to be reline bored, but we'll get into that later.
Just have a little swirl around with a magnet, see if we find any fish. I'm going to catch a big one. That's good. Did you? Don't choke it. It's no metal.
Now we've got the oil out in the pan. We've stuck a magnet in just to see if we can pick up any ferrous materials that may have got into there. That would indicate that it's more than bearings that have been worn,
Not too much there.
as the bearings are a bronze, aluminium kind of material and they're non-magnetic. Really, there's nothing to write home about in here, and it's probably a little bit of swarf that was in the bucket anyway. There's nothing that looks like it's come out of the engine that's magnetic.
The big nozzle one, isn't it? Yeah, definitely put funnel in there. So I want to see what's in the bottom of that tray, you know, just like the lumpy dipness. Yeah. What are you doing? Oh, it's down that funnel.
We've poured the oil out of the engine into an oil container. These engines normally take 7 litres of oil. As you can see on the side gauge, only 4 litres have come out of this engine. That would mean it was running 3 litres less than it should. This would cause an oil starvation issue that would lead to used bearings, spun bearings, and the engine generally eating itself.
That's what dropped out when you saw shit dropping.
So there's some gold in the pan.
Now we've drained the oil out of the tub, you can really see the amount of bearing material left over. This isn't a good sign for the engine. Fingers crossed we can get this bad boy sorted.
It is
positive, I guess.
Not terrible, is it?
No, I think next bit we'll try and get that sump off and have a nosy in some.
Yeah.
Because if we just need to throw a set of bearings in 40 quid, we're done.
Unlikely. Now we've got the pan off. It's nice to see that the bottom of the gearbox absolutely caked in oil. Lovely. Big fat exhaust with a snapped hanger that has been tie wrapped back on. It's always good. Nice. Loose body trim. More loose body trims. Not attached to anything. Some nice damaged panels underneath. Time to shit. Nice big gown pipe though. 4.5-inch gown pipe, I think. Be even nicer if they ever bolted it up. If you can see that. Gonna show that a bit better. Not actually bolted to the car, which is always nice of them. Other than that, not all too bad. Got a nice big 5-inch intercooler.
Now we're going to take the rocker cover off. This will let us see if there's any damage to the caps on the camshaft. This will indicate that the engine's a total write-off and we'll have to get a new one. Now, as you can see, we're taking the caps off one at a time. It's not to put any tension on the camshaft unnecessarily. Here's the cap from the first cylinder. You can see it's looking rather good for a 90,000 mile engine. We're happy with that. It doesn't look like it's eaten any of that material where there's no scars in it. All looks well. After going through all of the intake caps, everything looks really well. Now, we're just going to put a bar on the crank and see if we can get it to move at all. As you can see here, the engine is really locked in place. That's a 3-foot breaker bar. It's not moving a millimetre. So that's the end of the first part of this multi-part series. Come back next time when we'll have a look at the exterior of the car and give that a tidy up while we wait for parts to arrive. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time.
Watching all the videos, like, share, subscribe, ring that bell.